Welcome back to Delithius's channel of mistakes you made in war. Yeah, there's been a bit of a break here between my last vid and this vid. Had some stuff going on in real life. It happens. So this is War 8 of Season 28, and we're going to get right into it. This first fight is a Cosmic Ghost Rider on basically a do-nothing node. I can't even remember this fight, I'll be honest. And for the most part, my plan on this fight was pretty much just go in here and doom cycle and fight it normally. And then you can see here I evade his SB1 perfectly, and that's pretty much all there was to it. I tried to use the SB1 there to nullify the armor up, because I thought that, like once you nullify it once, it'd be gone. But I hadn't taken this path ever before, so I didn't know like it automatically reappeared. So I should have been using the stagger to completely eliminate it, but it is what it is. It's still a Cosmic Ghost Rider on a do nothing node, so it's is just kind of just a diversity play, so don't really worry about it. And here you can see he's got 2 armor ups. I'm not really doing much damage, and I don't have suicides on, so I'm spamming the SB1. Nothing's really happening. For the incinerate from the SB2, which would be the big damage, Cosmic Ghost Rider's immune to incinerate, so there's really nothing from that. So it's just like this fight was a lot of just trying to figure out what would really work, and then plus not pushing him to SB2 too much, because that could do a little bit of block damage. So I was just like, no, I'm not going to do that. So you can see here, 103 hits, which is a lot more than it really needed to be. If I could redo it over, I probably would have went to my SB3 and kind of smooth things out quite a bit. But, whatever. It is what it is. And I'm not really going to worry about it. But we go into this next fight. This is Apocalypse on node 24, I want to say it is. It's the one with the EMP shock, the Burden of Might. So whenever you expire a buff, you lose power. So it's got all of these issues with this fight. So there's a lot of like, oh, okay, this is going to be a little bit fun. Yeah, and Bubble Shield. Bubble Shield's the big thing that got added to this fight that really complicated it. So my original plan going into this fight was I was going to basically try to prevent him from throwing specials whatsoever. So I was going to bait, reparry, and then mostly stick to making sure that he did not ever throw a special, is my overall thought process on this fight. And I was going to stick to mostly SB1s and SB2s and really watch that Bubble Shield, because Bubble Shield, which not in this war but in future wars, you'll see it becomes a issue, especially whenever you get out of the rhythm on this fight. And even here you can see here I'm at 1 fight, or 9 Bubble Shield and 1 more, and here is where because I did what I did just there, which really was more happenstance than plan, it worked out extremely well. And stay tuned to the future wars, because you'll see where that can go very, very wrong whenever you mistime the Bubble Shield. But you can see everything's going fairly well. He does have the Incinerate immunity, but again, that's not really a huge deal to me personally, because I'm more interested in the just pure damage from the just throwing the specials. And you can see here, everything's mostly been going all right. I played this mostly to a T, and it's gone fairly well. It could have gone a little bit better, but honestly, I don't really find any fault in that fight. But it could have been done better. So, going into these next two fights, I have a Strife and a Tigra. And I was given the option of, I can use my pre-fight on either one of these fights. And I told Syar, known in 4Loki as Steve, I was like, well, I'd rather use the pre-fight on Tigra, because if she has MD, that fight can get extremely complicated extremely fast. So I was just like, I'll just, take the extra little bit of damage on Strife here, and just use, normal flame on torch for this fight. Because honestly, special wise, you're not really worried about throwing this or throwing any type of specials. You can see here by his basic attacks, I forget exactly which one it is. I don't think it's all of them, but it might be just his mediums that, I think it's his mediums that give you a heat charge because they're energy damage. And so you can see that's all working out quite well. And honestly, by the time, I've really got a plan in place for this fight, it's over. That's a wonderful thing about Torch. Going into this next fight, this Tigra, I'm going to heal up Torch a little bit and then throw on the Flame on. And this is one time that I checked the thing, but I didn't back out and then go back in, which is a little bit of a mistake on my part, because you should always, back out of the fight and then go back in. But, it seems like they're always getting placed. And, but otherwise, I'm going into this fight with basically a medium, light, medium combo. And then her special one, I'm perfectly fine to evade. And she's dead. So, that's how strong the pre-fight is. It just completely alters the fight. Now, going to this next fight, it's a Hulkbuster with Rage, and I'm going in here with Doom. I sped this up 2x, so if you're wondering about the length of this war, part of it is because I literally saw this fight and I was like, I'm going to speed this one up by 2x. This fight's a very, very long one. I've seen various examples of this fight. It can be a danger to timeout, but I had the thought that if you start from the very start planning on nullifying his armor ups whenever they come, or with his SB1 unblockable, which is considerably shorter, then if you don't nullify it, then you'll be fine. So you can see everything is going fine here until right here where he got to an SB2. So I got very defensive, but unfortunately it didn't work out too well because I got clipped on that dashback, and this happens. Honestly, it's happened to me quite a bit on various extra large champions and champions with just odd hit boxes like Black Widow, Clairvoyant, Hela, champions like that, where their hit boxes just seem to be a little bit bigger than normal. But you can see here everything's going fairly well, or actually I should say really well. I mean, you can see my health, it's 97%, so I really can't complain that much. Originally I was not supposed to take this Black Widow deodorant, as BG would say. Black Widow, Deadly Origins. I wasn't originally supposed to take this, but Mike, who I believe was planning on taking the boss, wanted to get this stuff cleared out. I was slated for the next champ, which is the Mangog there. And he's like, hey, can you take it? And I'm like, yeah, Black Widow, Deadly Origin isn't really a problem on this node. You just need to be able to reparry really well. And you're going to see that play out quite a lot in this fight. I did not throw on the power back boost because I didn't know how that would affect how my cycle would work. And because of the, I believe it's Hurt Locker node, then it would have complicated things unnecessarily. But you can see here, she's got to the SB1, and here I'm just going to be focusing on repairing. You can see I go straight into the block, and I'm just sitting there waiting for a new opening. Because of the power focus node, it's basically a non-issue. And you can see here, even without me even throwing a special, I've already done, 33% damage. And it's, a super easy fight. Where she gets real complicated is she gets real special one happy, and she starts evading a lot, throwing on the shock and getting you cornered and all that stuff. But I wasn't really worried about that. And here I pretty much threw the SB1 to get that recycle in. And then after that, it was mostly just about throwing the SB2. And you can see that was an extremely easy fight. I took a little bit of a break there where I reset my masteries, because I don't know if y'all like seeing me reset my masteries. So I was just like, I'm going to just chill out on that. And you can see here, I go into this next fight, or this Mangog fight. I have half suicides on. I didn't go all the way out with a ton of recoil, I won't lie, because I wasn't really sure how this would work out. I do try the stand-up intercepts, but as soon as those fail, I go back to the safe mode. I'm just like, I'll just bait out a heavy. I'm not going to worry about it. And then you can see how all of this is working out quite well. This is pretty much the like 95% safe way to fight a champion using magic, which is mostly about reparries and parries, and not going too far into trying to get fancy with like intercepts or stand-up intercepts. But it worked out well. So you can see here from my season so far stats, 45 kills, 2 deaths, and we won this war. So those are the stats. That's the result of the war, and I hope y'all enjoyed. Y'all have a good one. Bye.